I love Mondays. I get to open packs. I love Mondays. It's so fun. Yeah. So, welcome back to Homebrew MTG Magic Mondays. It's Monday. It's time for magic. Let's open some booster packs. Shredded shelves, shredded sales. No, thank you. Too many things to worry about. There's hardly any artifacts. You're not guaranteed of getting a flying creature from your opponent. Yes, the cycling is pretty good, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be a better card on offer. Halika Glider. So straight away, we found that card. Enters the battlefield with a choice of a flying counter or first strike counter. This is pretty fun. That flexibility, first strike and flying are both relevant keywords. Unlike the aid, we've spoken about the likelihood of having to use this against a removal spell or in a combat trick, and you really want to be looking for something a bit more impactful. So looking at all these cards, again, these are situational at best. You aren't going to guarantee that they have an artifact or enchantment, and and this is even now a counter target spell that targets a permanent you control. Draw a card. We don't want any of these. Just shut them by the wayside. Next up, we have Forbidden Friendship. If you are looking for a non-human and a human deck build, maybe a Winota, something like that, this will do a lot of damage for you, but essentially it's a 2/2 for 2, which is bear stats. Not bear stats as in lots, but a typical 2/2 for 2 is called a bear, and that's not a good rate in any form of magic, not nowadays. Next up, we have Heightened Reflexes. Nice little combat trick. It could trade and make sure one of your creatures remains. Yeah, that's that's all I have to say about it. It's cheap, but you're going to be preferring a card like this, Blood Curdle. I can pretty much say the best removal in common, if not uncommon. That's a bold claim, but yeah, we definitely like this card. Destroy target creature unconditionally and put a menace counter on target creature you control. Egger's Turtle, nice little blocker. Not going to remove a creature though. Prickly Marmoset, if you're playing a cycling card, this could do some work for you. Otherwise, a 2/3 for 3 first strike is still absolutely fine. On to our uncommons. You need to be in the cycling build for Reptilian Reflection. Whenever you cycle a card, you may have Reptilian Reflection become a 5/4 dinosaur with trample. This, based on my experience coming up against this card, I've not really played it myself, but it is quite tricky to get rid of because it only activates when they choose. So you need to be making sure you have the correct blockers, or you leave up your mana to destroy it with a removal spell. It is a little bit tricky, but you need to be in that cycling build, otherwise it's a dead card. This has universal applications, so we're going to go for that. Oh, so fight as one. This is pretty nice. Target human creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains indestructible, and target non-human creature you gets +1/+1 and gains indestructible. So you can choose either, essentially, one of your creatures is going to be indestructible for 1. That's a pretty good rate if you ask me. Nice. So next card we have a Parcel Beast. This is a lot of card advantage. It says mutate on it, but it doesn't actually have a triggered ability for each time when it mutates. You just tap this, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put that onto the battlefield. If you don't put that card onto the battlefield, put it into your hand. So a nice piece of card advantage. Staple this onto any creature to give it that clause. Pretty good in my book. Ooh, so up next we have, for our rare, an Unpredictable Cyclone. So this is pretty cool. Again, you need to be in that cycling build. This is a good pack to go down that direction. This is an absolute house if you can get it in the cycling build. Otherwise, it's a dead card. So when it says, if a cycling ability or of another non-land card would cause you to draw, exile it instead until you get a card that shares a card type with the cycled card, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost. So if you cycle a, let's see, have we got any cycling, just straight up cycling cards? We're going to throw them everywhere. Yes, so if we cycle a Wilt, then we can, instead of doing that, we exile that card and then we search our library until we get another instant spell that has cycling. So if it's a counter spell, then it's going to whiff. If it's a Shredded Sails and it doesn't have a target for either of the clauses, it's going to whiff. So it does have a little bit of drawback, but I would say if you are cycling a Void Beckoner, which we had in a previous booster pack, then you get to cycle and play that for free. So it could whiff, it could do you a lot of damage because of that whiff potential and the fact that you have to have it in a cycling build. We are not going to consider this card for our first pick. So it's down to, just throw them out of the way. It's down to these 3 cards. Write in the comments below if you have a suggestion which card I should have picked. For me personally, just because of the universal application and the fact that this is a pretty heavy creature themed set. Knock the camera a little bit there. I'm going to pick Blood Curdle. Not only does it remove a creature, but it puts a menace counter to swing home that damage later on in the game. So that is my first pick for this booster pack. Thank you very much. Here's your reminder to take part in Homebrew MTG's amazing giveaway. Your very own booster box for you to get your favourite cards from Core Set 21. To enter, all you have to do is like, comment on this or any video until the raffle draw on the 27th of July. It will be announced during that week's Magic Monday. You can also subscribe to the channel. Subscribers gain 2 entries to the raffle, and I have something very special planned in the way of a potential additional prize if we reach 100 subscribers before the raffle date. So insider knowledge, subscribing is the best way to get your hands on some sweet new cards. And finally, share across all of the internet. It's been amazing seeing this channel grow, and any little help is greatly appreciated. And that's it from me, Ali, at Homebrew MTG. Until the next time, cheers.